You need to take the IELTS exam, but you don't want to spend a lot of money or time to learn effective English communication for the exam so that you can get those high band scores for university, work, and immigration. Well, artificial intelligence, AI, like ChatGPT, QuillBot, Grammarly, and even Microsoft Word spell and grammar check are extremely useful tools to do just that. Let's begin. Before we jump into the effective steps to use AI for IELTS preparation, let me list a couple of big no's or don't do's. To use AI effectively for IELTS preparation, you need to understand some of the background behind the way IELTS examiners mark the exam, especially the speaking and writing section. A lot of candidates do not understand this and have been using AI software not only poorly, but it has actually impacted their scores negatively. Many candidates ask ChatGPT to provide templates for the speaking and writing section. This is simply ineffective. Or they ask ChatGPT to give a list of popular words that they can use on the IELTS exam. Again, this will not help to improve scores. More so now than ever before, IELTS examiners are looking for unique and original content. AI software uses the average knowledge it gains from the internet and therefore provides excellent templates for speaking and for writing on the IELTS exam. However, this is ineffective. IELTS exams are marked by real humans. They can quickly and easily identify templates that are swimming around on YouTube or through AI, and these types of responses will generally get low scores. An example of this type of response would be, in this essay, I will discuss the benefits and negatives. Or in the speaking for part 2, this type of response would be, well, there are many people whom I have met throughout my life, but the person I would like to talk about today. Whether you're learning these types of templates through using AI or through classroom studies, note that these will not work. Now, more than ever, these types of templates are red flags for IELTS examiners and will result in low scores. Therefore, you need to use AI software to assist you in coming up with original, detailed, and effective English to answer the speaking and writing sections, and to understand the listening and reading sections. Another very common ineffective learning strategy applied by lots of IELTS candidates is to use AI as a first step for their learning. This means when they get ready to write an essay or to answer some speaking questions, their first step is to turn on the computer, log into ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to generate a task to response on the topic of the environment. This does not work well because it does not encourage critical thinking and imagination. Of course, in the real IELTS exam, you do not have ChatGPT to generate ideas for you. As such, it is a much better approach to use AI as a secondary or tertiary support to your learning, meaning that you should always rely on your thinking first. If you wish to write an essay on the topic of the environment, first of all, write it on your own. Do your best to come up with some ideas. Write the essay and then ask ChatGPT to analyze and give feedback on that essay and to make improvements. This will be much more effective. Even for generating ideas, you should try it on your own first. If you're really stuck, there are exercises that you can do before you engage AI software, such as visualization Imagine yourself in nature. Picture yourself picking up garbage on the beach to decrease pollution. Again, AI software should never be a primary step for your learning. A third big no-no when using AI is thinking that it can replicate the official IELTS exams. Although it does a good job of scripting exams which are similar to the official IELTS, it will never truly be able to replicate the exact types of questions and language and thinking that is created by the exam makers. It might someday, but not yet. The IELTS tests are composed by professionals in psychology, sociology, linguistics, and of course, English. They spend many hours choosing and selecting carefully the correct words, topics, and language so that these exams are reliable and valid. Certainly, ChatGPT can get relatively close, and practice materials generated by AI are useful, but they will not be able to replicate the real test. For this reason, it is important that you use study materials which are very similar to the real exam. Whether it's IELTS Cambridge past IELTS papers, which were exams in the past, or our course materials designed by educational psychologists and experts, or our partner, TestGlider, incredible AI software, also with exams that are composed by native-speaking professionals. You need to use these materials so that you do not get surprised during the real exam. Now, let's talk about some effective ways to use ChatGPT and its sibling AI software for effective learning. Let's take a look at two responses to the same IELTS Task 2 question. This could be a question either for the academic or for the general IELTS test. One of these responses was written by me, a graduate in psychology from the University of Victoria. The other written by ChatGPT. First, the question. The most important aim of science should be to improve people's lives. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Write at least 250 words. Here is the response that I have written. The main goals of research often appear ambiguous. Millions of scientists conduct experiments every day in hopes of discovery to create a better world. I completely agree with the notion that the main aim of science should be to improve human life because we are limited by our perceptions and a part of our environment. Humans are egocentric and they perceive the world from their senses and emotions, so they conduct research within these parameters. Therefore, most experiments must support the human condition, making sure that we stay healthy and happy. Indeed, when I look around myself, I see that most advancements are made to create a better life for people, like clothes, cars, and gadgets. In this way, humans can progress, so it is wise to make it the main aim of science. When individuals' main goal is to help people, they also help life on Earth because humans are a part of that ecosystem. Not always, but in many cases, research that is aimed to improve human life also is adapted to helping decrease pollution and improving the life of flora and fauna. If I can create a laser to shoot a meteor to save myself, that also saves other life forms on Earth. In conclusion, the research needs to make individuals' lives better, since this is a factor limited by human constraints and it also indirectly improves other facets of existence. Therefore, I strongly believe in this perspective, and humans should not feel guilty to make themselves the main goals of development. Now, let's read the response generated by ChatGPT. This response was 280 words and would score between a band 8 and 9. Now, let's read the response generated by ChatGPT. The proposition that the primary objective of science should be to enhance the quality of human life is a standpoint that garners considerable support, and for good reason. This essay will argue in favor of this notion, acknowledging that while the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake is a notable endeavor, the application of science discoveries to better human conditions is of paramount importance. Firstly, it is undeniable that many scientific developments have been driven by the desire to solve real-world problems, leading to significant improvements in public health, safety, and general well-being. The development of vaccines and antibiotics, for instance, has dramatically reduced the mortality rates from diseases that were once widespread and lethal. Similarly, advancements in technology have not only made our daily lives more convenient, but have also opened up new avenues for education and communication, thereby fostering global connectivity and understanding. These examples underscore the argument that science, when aimed at improving lives, has the potential to effect transformative changes on a societal level. Moreover, directing scientific efforts towards enhancing human life aligns with ethical imperatives that prioritize the alleviation of suffering and the promotion of a dignified existence for all. By focusing on challenges such as hunger, disease, and environmental degradation, science can play a critical role in addressing some of the most pressing issues facing humanity today. This not only ensures that scientific advancements are equitable and beneficial for a broader section of the global population, but also underscores the role of science as a force for good in society. However, it is important to recognize that the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake has intrinsic value and can lead to unexpected benefits. Pure research, not initially aimed at addressing practical problems, has often paved the way for groundbreaking applications that have revolutionized how we live. For instance, the development of the Internet, originally a project to facilitate information exchange among researchers, has become a cornerstone of modern life. Thus, while the improvement of human life should be a key aim, fostering a culture of curiosity and exploration in scientific research is equally important. In conclusion, the assertion that improving people's lives should be the foremost aim of science is a compelling one. It encapsulates the belief that scientific endeavors ought to be aligned with the broader goals of societal advancement and ethical responsibility. Nevertheless, a balance must be struck with the pursuit of pure scientific inquiry, which, though seemingly abstract, can lead to innovations that profoundly impact our lives in unforeseen ways. Science, therefore, should be guided by a dual commitment to improving human conditions and advancing the frontiers of knowledge. Both of these essays seem fairly good, but which one is actually better? Let's discuss. The ChatGPT essay is 440 words and would also likely score about a band 8, maybe a 9 on IELTS. In university, however, the ChatGPT essay would score much lower than the one written by an expert. Let me explain why. At first glance, it is clear that the AI response is much longer, by about 160 words. Now, this is a problem on the IELTS because you do not have time for long essays, especially if they contain a lot of grammatical and spelling mistakes. You need to be concise. And this is where AI has difficulties. AI often produces responses and communication which is wordy, containing a lot of unnecessary filler. In IELTS and in university, the examiners, the markers, the professors are looking for concise language. This doesn't mean short language. This means good detail, but without unnecessary wordiness and jargon. So, you should always use your own ideas first. Ask AI to make language as concise as possible. Microsoft Word has new features to identify and highlight language that needs to be concise. In fact, this is one of the most common types of feedback that the grammar check in Microsoft Word will give you these days. Use concise language. Now, have you been able to identify any other differences between the first and second essay? There are some important ones. Did you notice that the first essay takes a clear position? In that essay, I emphasized both in the introduction, throughout the essay, and in the conclusion that scientific research should be aimed at bettering human lives, first and foremost. Take a look at the AI essay. It's confusing. There isn't a clear argument. It first presents the notion that science should be aimed at bettering human lives in the introduction. Then, it gives some support in the first couple of body paragraphs. In the third body paragraph, it counter-argues itself, claiming that pursuing knowledge for its own sake is also valuable, and then uses a poor example of the internet. The internet was invented to better human lives. The reason researchers created the internet was that they could produce more effective research faster and they could use their time more efficiently, therefore bettering their workflow and bettering their lives. The conclusion really makes this standpoint confusing, and it emphasizes the need for research to focus on both human life improvement and knowledge for its own sake. So the reader is left with an important question. What is the goal of scientific research? Clearly, AI seems a bit confused. This is no surprise. Writing confusing arguments is ineffective in professional and academic life. In university and in the workplace, you need to have a position, because giving support or arguing against a situation leads to action. IELTS examiners will, in many cases, be looking for a clear position in the essay, and your professors in university will certainly be doing that. Don't expect AI to do this for you. Reflecting on what I've said before, notice the template-style writing in the AI-generated essay. In the introduction, it exclaims that this essay will argue, personifying the essay, like the essay is the one speaking to the reader. In university, this is unacceptable, and in good writing, this is unacceptable. Essays don't argue. You argue. Either use the first-person voice, I believe the reasons scientific research should better human life first are point 1, point 2, or use the third-person voice. The two clear reasons that scientific research should focus on improving human life are point 1 and point 2. But do not personify the essay. this is considered a weaker form of writing. Why is ChatGPT doing this? Because it's sourcing bad information that has gone viral on the internet in relation to IELTS exams. You need to have a direct thesis, and you need to learn how to do that with your own thoughts and your own writing ability. Then check the effectiveness of your thesis statement using AI. Let me show you how. An important step in using AI software for your IELTS learning is to first acquire good materials that teach you the right methods for the exam, understanding the real expectations of the examiners so that you know the correct way to write an essay and answer questions for the speaking section, so that you know the correct methods and materials for the listening and reading. You can do this on our website at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Once you understand that an effective persuasive essay introduction should have a hook, background, and thesis, you can then use AI to help you improve your vocabulary and writing to compose the paragraphs. One of the most effective ways to use AI is to help you learn paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means to express the same ideas using different words. There are a variety of techniques used for paraphrasing: synonyms, antonyms with negatives, expressions, descriptive language, idiomatic language, and even grammar. A combination of these techniques are used by the IELTS exam makers to create the test. This means that in the listening section, the audio that you hear will often be a paraphrase of the text and the questions that you are reading, which accompany the listening audio. Same in the reading. The passage will state the information in one way, and the questions the same information in another way. Your goal is to read, interpret, and understand the match between the different forms of paraphrasing. When looking at the speaking and writing sections, good communication also requires you to paraphrase well. ChatGPT is a master at teaching paraphrasing. Take, for example, this paragraph. Humans are egocentric and they perceive the world from their senses and emotions, so they conduct research within these parameters. Therefore, most experiments must support the human condition, making sure that we stay healthy and happy. Indeed, when I look around myself, I see that most advancements are made to create a better life for people, like clothes, cars, and gadgets. In this way, humans can progress, so it is wise to make it the main aim of science. A good way for me to prepare for the IELTS exam is to now take this paragraph and ask ChatGPT to paraphrase it. Let's see what it will do. ChatGPT says, humans possess an inherently self-centered perspective, interpreting their surroundings through their own sensory experiences and emotional responses. As a result, their investigative endeavors are confined within these boundaries. Consequently, a majority of scientific investigation are designed with the aim of advancing the human condition, ensuring our well-being and contentment. Observing the world around me, it's evident that numerous technological and scientific advancements, including clothing, automobiles, and various devices, have been developed with the goal of improving human life. Thus, propelling human progress forward, it seems prudent to designate this objective as the central focus of scientific inquiry. Brilliant! In all honesty, I like ChatGPT's paraphrase of my original writing even more than my own. This is no surprise. AI has the power to source lots and lots of literature, millions of documents, and assess what are the best ways to express these thoughts. Even though it is unable to compose the same quality of thoughts, it does have the ability to compose better wording. This is the right way to use AI. Now, the trick is to read this several times so that I can program my brain to use this language. Any new vocabulary I should immediately write down, give a definition, and use in another context. The same can be done in the speaking section. Let me explain. Follow this method to effectively practice for the IELTS speaking when a speaking partner or tutor are unavailable. First, read a question from the paper, like, do you have any hobbies? Then, give an answer. Focus on giving an answer, explanation with an example. Keep it original. Keep it you. Yes, I have several hobbies, including reading books and watching movies. Reading novels and watching a great flick help me to relax in my off time and recharge my batteries. I've been reading the book Life of Pi these days, and I find it very enjoyable. Once you have answered the question, make sure that you record your answers on your phone. Transcribe the recording to text, meaning change speech to text. Once you have the text, give it to ChatGPT for analysis. Let's see what ChatGPT comes back with. As with any other learning aids, consistency and regular practice are key to success. This is no different when it comes to AI. You have to use the software regularly for 20 to 30 minutes each day. And during that time, use it effectively. Allocate days and times to writing and days and times to speaking. Remember, always start on your own first. Rely on the best supercomputer. In fact, it's a quantum computer right there on your shoulders. That's right, it's your own brain. Use it as your first source of learning. Then use AI as a supporting learning aid. For lots more help with the IELTS exam, over 200 video lessons to help you improve English and communication, visit and join our premium IELTS package at aehelp.com. Use the code AI4U for a 10% discount. Simply click the link in the video description below. We are an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center, and I'm a certified British Council agent. We have helped thousands of students improve their English for the IELTS and for a better life. Begin learning for success.
Subscribe to our channel. Click over here. Watch another video. Click right up here. And click our IELTS Hero to join our premium package and get access to all of our videos, practice exams, and a fully interactive course.